Hey everybody, Mr. Marlowe again. We're going to do two more examples of solving equations. I use a 5-step procedure and I reference it over here. I'm going to try to put a link in the description to the Google Doc that is the actual step-by-step process. But when I'm talking about steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that's kind of what I'm referencing. Okay? Just to run through them real quickly, the first thing we try to do here is get rid of any parentheses in the problem. And then the Hillcrest zone, school zone, they want us to deal with denominators early in the problem. You can wait till the end if you wanted to, but they asked us to take care of them early in the problem. Once you've dealt with any denominators, if there's any like terms that you can combine, as long as you're on the same side of the equal sign, we do that then. Then anything that's being added or subtracted with the variable, we cancel that out using inverse operations. And then the last step, the only thing that would be left is something multiplied by the variable, the coefficient, and the inverse is division. So let's go ahead and run through these really quickly, or at least as quick as I can. And I see that I am ahead of myself. So we'll just look at this problem right here. And step 1, there are no parentheses, so we skip step 1 and we go to step 2, which is what I just erased. Step 2, there is a denominator. Denominator, it's a fraction, that's division. The inverse of that is to multiply. So we're going to multiply by that denominator, okay, which is what I just erased. And we use two illustrations, or at least I did, to talk about solving equations. One of them is balancing Bob, where we think of a seesaw. And what you do on one side of the seesaw, you have to do on the other to keep your balance, or you're going to fall off. So most people are happy with that. They say, oh, I multiplied. I wasn't multiplying to begin with, and now that I've multiplied over here, I need to multiply over here. And I've multiplied on both sides. The problem with that is, over here you multiplied the entire right-hand side by 4. Over here you only did a part. So that's one way to remember it. Another way is, suppose you're making pancakes, all right? And you have more people coming over than normal, and you need to make more batter. You can't just add more of the mix. You have to add more of everything. So I can't multiply just a piece of the equation by 4. Got to multiply everything. The 6 there was going, whoa, 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 what about me? So if you're getting rid of a denominator, everything times that denominator. What happens when you do that is the 4 times is the inverse of the dividing by 4, and they cancel out. However, the 3 does not cancel. So I got 3c, and then I just do my multiplication. Minus 24 equals 48. No problem. So that was step 2. After step 2, I go to step 3. And even though I do have 2 constants in my problem, they're not on the same side of the equal sign. So I skip step 3, and I'm on step 4. I'm not adding with the variable, but I am subtracting. So I need to do step 4. And I want to be careful here because it's not automatic the inverse of subtraction. In this case, it's going to wind up being, because I'm trying to get rid of the 24, because see, the 3 is not involved in the subtraction. So it's the 24 that I need to get rid of, and it's a minus 24. The inverse of that is plus 24. So I'm going to add 24 over here. And this is where my balancing Bob seesaw illustration really comes in. Y'all, an equation is balanced on the equal sign. This side matches this side. I have just added 24 on the left-hand side of this equation. That's going to throw off the balance unless I add 24 over here. Okay? Wonderful. All right? And minus 24 plus 24. I can add anything I want on both sides. The reason I added the 24 is because minus 24 plus 24 is 0. And 3c plus 0 or minus 0 is just 3c. And then over here, got to keep it balanced, so I add, and I get 72. All right? So that's step 4. I'm now on step 5. I am multiplying 3 times c. The inverse of that is division. So I divide by 3. Once again, I have to keep in mind the balancing act. So I have to divide by 3 here. Okay? The reason I divide by 3 is because it cancels the multiplication. Any number divided by itself is 1. And 1 times the variable is just the variable, c. And then 3 goes into 72, I believe, 24 times. Okay? And there's my answer. I can turn around and go up here and do 3/4 times 24 minus 6, and I find out that it is 12. So there you go. Didn't do all 5 of the steps. We just checked each one and went through. And I think we'll just leave it at that. I'll do another video with a parenthesis problem on another day. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.